Hello. In this video, we'll walk through how we set up a damn vulnerable web application on Kali Linux for penetration testing practice. We started by launching Kali Linux in VirtualBox and opened the terminal. The first step was cloning the damn vulnerable web application repository from GitHub using the command. Uh, so it's git clone and whatever the link we wanted to clone, we have to paste the link there. And after cloning, we moved into the damn vulnerable web application folder and changed ownership using sudo clone or www dash data is www dash data. So damn vulnerable web application. Then we copied the configuration file with the following command cpconfig.inc.php.this, and this created a working configuration file that we later edited to match our database credentials. And the next step on how to config the file up and configuration file update and Maria database setup will be explained by Parish.
So, hi, Professor. In this week, we have completed the configuration file update and as well as the MariaDB setup. So, coming to this, after creating the configuration PHP file, we actually opened it using a nano and updated the database connection details. So, for this, we have used the database user as DVWA user. And coming to this, we have placed the password as just a password. And coming to the host number, so we used it is automatically set up as 127.0.01, and the database name was DVWA. Coming to the next, so next actually we set up the user and the database permissions in the MariaDB by running a command called sudo MariaDB, and in this we actually bash copy and edited the commands, and then after the sudo MariaDB, then it's executed, and on the execution, the SQL commands, which is actually like copy, edit, and drop user if exists. So these are all the commands which were run over here, as you could see here. So here it is. And then after we actually use drop user if exists. So as here, and then after we have created the user called DVWA user at a local hosted, and it is identified by the password called a password, and we have granted all the privileges on this DVWA to the local host, which is actually running through the Kali Linux and using the local host, and this will be flush privileges, and this ensures that the DBW has a full access to the DBWA database. As you can see here, it is just connected to it, and the next part will be continued by Mr. Rohit.
Hello everyone. I'll now walk you through the steps for starting Apache, launching DVWA and making sure it's working currently. So once the database was set up and it is complete, we needed to restart Apache to make sure all the changes were applied. So we did this by running this command sudo systemctl restart Apache 2. So after restarting Apache, we enable the module like which is necessary for DVWA function like to function properly. So we used these commands like sudo a2en mod, right? So and now the Apache server was ready, and we opened our browser, went to the so later on the DVWA setup page successfully loaded. On this page, we click the so once we click create and reset database button, like this setup created all the necessary database tables for DVWA. After the setup completed, we were automatically redirected to the DVWA login page. Like we use the default login credentials like username and admin password. Once you were logged in, we went to the DVWA security page to to check the current security, because this level is best for testing basic vulnerabilities. and it's completely important to remember that DVWA is intentionally insecure. So the low security settings allows us to explore common web vulnerabilities like safely in this controllable environment. And it's also important to remember the DVWA is intentionally insecure because the low security settings allow us to explore common web vulnerabilities like safety controlled environment. At the end, at this stage, our DVWA setup was fully ready because to use the penetration testing. So further, I'll hand over to Srija. She'll be continuing the last part. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Now I will be uh, walking you through the how we verified our DVWA setup and performed a basic vulnerabilities scan using Nikto. First, for the environment verification, to ensure DVWA was installed and running properly, and we started by launching the application in the browser at HTTP localhost DVWA, and we confirmed that the login page loaded correctly and we were able to log in using the default credentials. Next, we navigated to the DVWA security tab and set the security level to low, which enables the most vulnerabilities perfect for testing purposes. Next, to simulate a real world vulnerability scan, we use Nikto, a well known open source web scanner. We ran the following command in the terminal, that is nikto -h http localhost DVWA. Here, Nikto quickly scanned the application and reported multiple findings, including missing security headers like X-frame options, directory indexing enabled, exposure of sensitive files and paths such as config and php info.php. These results were expected since DVWA is intentionally designed to be insecure in low security mode. And for the documentation purpose, we also added the screenshots of terminal showing up the setup commands DVWA login page and the screen where the security level was set to low and the Nikto scan results output in the terminal. And this is how we have done everything. So thank you.